Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Just grooving this morning on Hy-Vee Today. I wish that I had a camera that I could turn on. Like if I was able to point a camera from my perspective, you would get to see Betsy just grooving. Not right now, but right before we start. We're all feeling it. We're feeling it. Is this, I don't want to say what song's playing in the background because of the royalties, but it's an old school jam, right? I was playing some old school jams yesterday at the Muscatine Riverhawks football game. Quick plug for those guys. They won. They shut out their opponent. And there were a lot of people there. Here's how you know there were a lot of people at the football game. The 50-50 raffle take-home for the winner was like $200. That's a lot of money. She was really excited, the lady that won it. And that just kind of gives you an idea of how many people came out. Now, the other part of this is, did you know that Muscatine has a semi-pro football team called the Muscatine Riverhawks and that they play on the turf field at Muscatine High School? Did you know that? Seriously, I want you to know it because they have a game, playoffs, this coming Sunday, May 6th at 2 o'clock. I didn't even know that they had a home playoff game until I got to the game yesterday, and Kyle Bass was like, hey, we have a playoff game next week. Can you be here? And I said, absolutely. And we have their Facebook page pulled up. They're just good guys. They all love the game of football. They have jobs and families, and they get together, and they have fun. They take it very seriously, which is cool. And then I play a small role as, I don't know, DJ, host. I sometimes jokingly talk smack to the other teams. And it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, I hope you had a good weekend. The weather was perfect, right? Wow, what a great day. Saturday, I took part in the first ever Count Fast math tournament. So I want to say thanks to Dan Stein and Daniel Wong with Count Fast for having me. I have emceed a lot of events in 11 years or 12 years or however long I've been doing what I've done. So I've had the opportunity to do a lot of events. I have never emceed a math tournament, and it was a blast. There was a great turnout. It was also my first time at the Merrill Hotel and Conference Center, and that place is stunning. Getting off the elevator on the 6th floor was just like, I was impressed with all the small details. Did I just spit? I think I just spat when I talk. I'm sorry. When I was speaking. The Merrill Hotel is super nice. The Conference Center is amazing. That balcony or deck, what a cool view. And the 5th grade students that showed up and did math as fast as they did and as successfully. Wow. I believe the winning team was from Mulberry School. So thanks again to Dan Stein and Daniel Wong for having me. Did I learn more about math? Yes. But don't test me. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I've been able to do a lot of cool things, and that math tournament was definitely one of them. And then we went to Kelowna with my wife and 2 kids and I. We hit the road for a little trip to Kelowna. and got all the stuff you would get when you're in Kelowna, like cheese curds and other things. And we went to the Kelowna Creamery, and it was pretty cool. So that was that. All right. So, yeah, we're ready to go. I feel like this is going to be a good week. It's the Taste of Hy-Vee. Before we get to our first guest, can we cut to the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam? I want you to see what we have parked inside the store. It's a tractor from Sinclair, the John Deere dealer right off Highway 61 in Lucas. There it is. Brought that into the store yesterday. They drove it in. Taste of Hy-Vee events, activities all throughout the course of the week. Tonight, Monday, we're playing bingo in the Market Grill Express, which doesn't sound that exciting, but I think there might be 50 or so people coming to play bingo. So I'll be hosting that 5:30 to 7:30. We have an event on Saturday called Meet the Heroes in the parking lot with firefighters and police officers, and on Sunday, kids character breakfast. More about that soon, but let's get to Shannon Abel, who's here with Senior Resources, talking about the Pearl City Picnic. Welcome back to the show, friend.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you. Last time you were here, we were a little bit ways away from the Pearl City Picnic.
Right.
It's Saturday.
This Saturday, yep, May 5th.
Oh my goodness. Yep. Are you ready?
I would say I'm ready.
Yeah.
I feel like with any event, you're like, yes, the anxiety is overwhelming. And
right.
You're like, I'm just ready for it to be here so we can have fun and eat the barbecue and then be done with it, because everybody's like, okay, we've been doing this for like 6 months. Let's
right.
just have a good time and be done with it.
Yeah, there's so much work and build up, and then it shows up, and you hope that it goes smoothly. You should have good weather.
Hopefully.
The rain's going to be here like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it should be over. So
as long as it's not crazy, we're happy to be there.
Yeah. Turns out you can eat barbecue, rain or shine.
That's right.
Okay.
There is no limit for that.
Yeah, so look at this, 5th annual event. This event continues to grow. It outgrew being at the Discovery Center, which says a lot because that has a lot of space, and it is taking place on the 200 block of East 3rd Street, downtown Muscatine. You can see the flyer on the screen right now. So, Shannon, people show up, they grab a People's Choice ticket for $10, and then they just sample great food.
Right.
I mean...
Yep. So when you come, you can spend $10 and you get the People's Choice ticket. If you spend an additional $3, you do get cornbread, coleslaw, and baked beans, which are generously donated by Cindy Carver from Rendezvous Banquet Hall and Catering. And she's also a board member, so she's
excellent.
She's helping out and making things great. It's going to be the same day as Farmers Market. So there will be a little bit of leeway where, we haven't started the sampling yet, but you can go over and check out the farmer's market, and then there's kids games. So it's just kind of a little bit of everything for everybody. Yeah,
I tell you what. And the timing is perfect. And that's the other part of events that people don't realize. Like, what time should we have it? Do you want to go early, but you don't want to go too late? You want to be considerate of the fact that folks probably have things going on. So 11 to 2 is a great window of time for sure. And again, it's all about helping out Senior Resources. So at the end of the day, it is a creative and fun way to do a fundraiser, right?
Yes.
And when we talk about Senior Resources, we did a really good job, I thought, last time you were here kind of diving into it. But are there any particular, and I was thinking about this, are there any particular needs that the Pearl City Picnic proceeds are going to help? Are there any...
Everything.
Everything,
yes,
okay.
It goes to every department in the building.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's sort of like an even split? Okay.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
All right. Now, will you be there Saturday? I'm assuming so, right? Okay. Is there anything that you're looking forward to? Are you any particular kind of barbecue? Are you a rib person? You like brisket?
To be honest, I really don't like barbecue. And
what?
Even when I lived in the South, I didn't like it.
I almost did a spit take of my Starbucks Cold Cascara brewed coffee.
Okay, so last year I did try it, and it was phenomenal. I was really just like, oh, well, you could do barbecue so-so, and then you could do barbecue amazing. And a lot of the people, they're experts on what they do. So, I'm excited this year, even though, I don't just go, oh, ribs sound great. I'm going to be like, let's try it all. Even their sides are really good. So.
Right now I'm saying ribs sound great, and we're at 8:40 in the morning, or depending on when you're watching this at night. I get what you're saying, though. So you've kind of, come around a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's good. So even if you're like Shannon and you're like, I guess the only thing is, okay, maybe you're a vegetarian. Well, you could still come down and donate and then cruise the farmers market.
That's right.
I mean, however you want to help out senior resources, you should consider it. And again, the weather's going to be good. You're going to be outside. It has all those elements of a great summer kickoff event,
Yes.
And it's on Cinco de Mayo, so maybe you have a margarita. I don't know if you could have a margarita on the street.
I don't think we can.
Well,
I think you have to have a liquor license for that.
You could have a cup, like one of those. I'm not encouraging people to drink on the street. That was not me. But no, I mean, it's going to be good. So yeah, this event for sure attracts the amateur barbecuer, but then there's some folks that have been doing this on a more competitive level.
Yep.
And at this point, it's probably too late for people to participate.
It is actually not.
What?
We will be taking participants all the way up until this Friday. May the 4th be with you. So you will be able to go online or in our building, and I think they have it where you can find it on our page. It's a specific link. It's the picnic tab, and it kind of tells you, I believe, let me see, I've got a lot of stuff written down. It's a $100 entry fee.
Okay.
And all of the things that you're going to be cooking have to be provided by yourself.
Okay.
But the payout on that with the prizes is what makes it worthwhile.
Right.
And the fact that Kansas City Barbecue Society will be judging means that if you win here, you do have the opportunity to go on to like their master series and stuff like that in other cities. So there is bragging rights.
Yeah, this is a sanctioned big deal.
Yes.
Like
yes,
having these. Again, these judges go to different events across the country and judge barbecue. So that KCBS that you can see right there, that is the real deal.
That is the real deal. People who just love barbecue to death. They're ready to judge it all.
I feel like I would love to be a judge that just shows up and eats barbecue.
It's so funny you say that. Okay, so the judges, they kind of have like their own little spot that they get quarantined because they're like legitimate serious. They don't want people looking at what they have to say, and like it.
They have to be isolated. That's part of the thing, right?
Yeah, it is huge. They take it very seriously.
So that's why us normal folk, we just get the People's Choice ticket, and then for $10, you can discuss it. And by all means, like talk to the people that are competing, and you might even recognize a few faces. That's what I think is also exciting.
Yep, it's local, and then we have some out of towners. So I mean, I would just say. I tried a little bit of everything before I voted last year because often, I mean, you always want to vote for people that you're comfortable with, but just trying everything and making sure you're making the right choice, just think about it. Just make the right choice.
Yeah, even though, I mean, I guess I could probably attend I have a very busy Saturday, which makes me sound kind of like, I got a lot of things going on, but
I'm Tony and I can't show up.
I'm sorry. I love senior resources. I was going to say my vote can be bought, but that's not necessarily true because you have to buy a chance to vote.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
So that's just it. So let's see. Debbie on Facebook says that she's allergic to barbecue sauce. She gets hives. Oh, that's not good. Well, maybe there's stuff that doesn't have barbecue sauce on it.
Yeah, they definitely have sides, and we have sides to offer as well that aren't barbecue themed.
And quite honestly, like any good or amateur, whatever, competitive barbecuer, they would sometimes tell you, like, you don't need to put sauce on it.
Right.
Like if they're doing like a rub on the ribs. Why did I say that so weird? I said that in slow motion. If they're doing a rub on the ribs, like they'll say like, yeah, you can put sauce on it if you want to, but
Yeah, and I think last year, what I remember, because it was my first year, I think you can get sauce on the side to try as well.
Yeah.
Don't quote me. That's what I remember. Whether or not, that's...
That's just a stock image of ribs. I was like, man, that's a great looking picture. Is that from last year's event? Oh, that's just a stock
now,
image of
I don't
ribs.
Look at that and go, oh, I'm going to eat
that.
but like, it looks pretty good. I might try it. Like, I'm not open to not trying things.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm the opposite of you. Like, I love barbecue, but I understand where you're coming from. Like, if you're not into barbecue, you'll see certain things and be like, because don't get me wrong, there's stuff that I see and I'm like, I don't know about that. But if you want to get all saucy with some barbecue, you could do that.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of these competitors are making their own barbecue sauce. That is not an easy thing to do. And I know people are thinking like, oh, it's just like ketchup and yeah. But like, I've never made my own barbecue sauce.
Me neither.
So,
I mean, I don't know what goes into it, but I know it's funny you should say that. That's actually one of the 3 categories that people get judged on. So we will be judging based on ribs, chicken, and sauce. So there'll be a first, second, and third place for that. And I'm told, I don't know what the number is, but I know that the prizes are pretty nice.
Yeah.
And there's trophies. So you can go home and be like, I'm the best.
Right. I had the best sauce at the Pearl City Picnic.
Yep.
Or I got sauced at the Pearl City Picnic because I snuck in a margarita.
We should have made that a shirt.
Copyright 2018 Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone, trademark. But seriously, like, there is prize money and there's bragging rights. And again, it is judged and sanctioned by the Kansas City Barbecue Association. So it's the real deal. So if you're watching this, I can't believe that you're going to still allow competitors. This is great. Because I feel like there could be people that are watching this, maybe it's tonight during the rebroadcast on MPW Channel 5, that are thinking like, well, I've always wanted to try something like that.
Right.
So just get a hold of Senior Resources and throw your hat in the ring. Do they have to prepare a certain amount to have, you got to have enough samples. So you can't just like show up with one rack of ribs, plus you got to give a sample to the judges.
Yep. I don't know how much you should provide if you are interested. I know that a lot of competitors last year ran out within like 20 minutes of sampling starting because we had no idea that it was going to be as big as it was last year. And with all things like fundraisers, it does take years for it to, get big enough for, people to come out. So, I mean, I guess whatever you're willing to spend to make sure that, people get to taste what you make. I mean, it's all about showing how good you are at what you do.
Sure.
So, I mean, I don't have an answer for that, sadly.
No, that's okay. I mean, I would just say if you're going to be a competitor, be prepared.
Yes.
Like, come to Hy-Vee, get all the meat that you need and the supplies, and then, there's something in my eye, sorry. And then show up and of course, like you said, Shannon, you don't know, but assume that in the 5th year, if people know about this, even if you're learning about the Pearl City Picnic for the first time, there are going to be people there.
Yes.
Also, the farmers market kicks off, which is very exciting. So there will be a swell of folk down there. And I think it's great because, again, we come back to the fact that we're helping out Senior Resources. For people that are watching this that might, drive by Senior Resources on Mulberry and not understand what goes on there, can you give us just sort of like a brief, overview of what's happening at Senior Resources? You don't have to sound like a daily basis, but just sort of like general services that are provided there.
Our general services would be like chore for those, who can't get out and do yard work or mowing. I offer Meals on Wheels. Laura does outreach, so she goes out and she does wellness checks and kind of helps people with different things like rent reimbursement and getting with DHS and filling out the waiver stuff. And then our Adult Day program, Heritage Place, that's just kind of a nice, fun place you can go to relax. And it's not only for the participant, but for the caregivers themselves, because it's not a burden, but it's often stressful when, health suddenly changes and you're not prepared for it. And so we try to offer respite and time for both people to relax and not be overwhelmed, because just dealing with different things can be overwhelming, and so that's what we try to offer.
I talked about how I was in Kelowna with my family on Saturday, and we were waiting to park at the cheese factory, whatever it was. Now it's an ice cream place. And I was waiting to park, and there was a guy who was helping an elderly woman get in a car. And for whatever reason, I just had like that moment, like, holy cow, that's going to be all of us sooner than later. Like, all of a sudden, the basic things that we take for granted, like getting in and out of a vehicle or walking upstairs or taking care of yourself
without pain.
Right. I mean, it's just that reality. And it's, most times you're thinking like, well, that's years away. But boy, in that brief instance, because by nature, I'm an impatient person. But once I understood what was going on, because you don't want to like pull. I was like not wanting to pull into the spot because my dad van is big, and like I saw what was going on, and then I just had that moment of like, slow down, So I think it's important, everything that happens at Senior Resources. For sure, things like Meals and Wheels program. And this is, I don't want to say anything that's going to get people fired up, but like when things come up in conversation, like eliminating programs that help the elderly, what are we doing, right? Like Meals on Wheels, bringing food to people that need it, that should never be something that comes up as being cut from a budget or whatever. It just drives me bonkers because there are people that can't get out of their house, they can't really take care of themselves, and at the very least, if we can bring them food, I mean, it's just the right thing to do as a human being.
Right.
So, yeah, I may be getting a little fired up about that, but like, you're helping out people, you know, and I hope that you'll be able to continue the local Meals on Wheels program. Is that going to, I mean, obviously the goal is to keep it going, right?
Oh, definitely. Okay. And if anybody wants to apply, it takes about 10 minutes.
Sure.
You don't even have to come in. You can call us from our office, which is 563-263-7292, and just ask for Shannon. And I mean, really, it is a 10-minute process.
Sure.
And honestly, when I have to deliver, it's the highlight of my day.
Absolutely.
I have a client who gives me candy, and I get to pet her dog, and like not like candy's the only incentive.
No,
but
I know
like,
what you mean.
You know, just knowing that like when I ask somebody if they need their garbage can pulled up or if they need their mail, they're just like, oh, I can't believe, like, thank you so much. And I'm like, well, that's just like common courtesy in my mind. Like if I couldn't do it, I'd want somebody else to help. But yeah, it's just being a decent person and supporting places like Senior Resources. So again, I just say this because I think for a lot of us, this, places like Senior Resources aren't in our life, but you might drive by it every day and think, wow, I wonder what's going on there. And that, for the longest time, up until a couple of years ago, that was my relationship with Senior Resources. I drove by and I'm like, I have no idea what goes on there, but you get educated over time. And you should take action and get involved, volunteer, donate money, donate resources, because again, we're not getting younger. We haven't found the fountain of youth, so we're all getting older. Sadly. Like I'm gonna be 35 pretty soon, and I got gray hair. It's not like I'm getting younger. It would be cool if I was like, I'm gonna be 30 tomorrow. Like Benjamin Button.
But the reality is that we're all getting up there. And we should do a better job of helping out each other. So that being said, this is, again, a fun way to raise funds with the Pearl City Picnic. 5 years strong. No signs of slowing down with this event. And I hope that people come out. It's this Saturday, May 5th from 11 to 2, downtown Muscatine. Spend $10, eat good barbecue, and help out our folks at Senior Resources. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, it's a great event. I think I've been to it the last 3 years maybe, and I always had a blast, and I always ate really well. Shocker. And there's the flyer once again. So it is a sanctioned event, which is super cool. If you want to compete, you still can. If you want to show up and just throw down some samples, 12:30 is when the sampling starts. There's going to be people just down there like, come on.
Yeah, so don't eat beforehand so you can come and snarf it all down and feel better.
Today's secret word is snarf. Nice. How would you spell snarf?
SNARF.
Thank you. That's pretty good.
Wasn't that the name of the cat from like He-Man or something like that?
I think so. Snarf? I think you're right. Do you want to shamelessly plug your sponsors? What if we take us off the screen and then we scroll down on that flyer and we look at your sponsors? We might as well recognize them for helping out, right?
Definitely. We'd like to thank all of the people who have generously donated their time and money and care in some way. The following people are Eye Surgeons Associates, Becky Insurance and Financial Services, Hy-Vee, Sunnybrook Assisted Living and Memory Care, Walgreens, First National Bank, Kent Corporation, Rendezvous Banquet Hall and Catering, George M. Whittick Lewis Funeral Home, United Way of Muscatine, Community Bank and Trust, and the Muscatine Veterinary Hospital.
Love it.
There's still time to become a sponsor, so if you want to help in any way, please give us a call.
Perfect. Okay, Shannon, back once again. I'm assuming you're going to have some other events coming up that you could come back on the show to talk about.
Definitely.
Yeah?
I don't know when those are or what they'll be, but...
Let's create one.
Yes.
No, but seriously, I think it's important. And I know that I got a little heated about that, but it's just like, I mean, we need to take care of our elderly, and it's just something that we all should really consider. And I think part of it is also like, I had an aunt that passed away recently that was fine, and then within a month got diagnosed with literally a 1 in a million brain disease and was dead. So she went from like being able to take care of herself, she was a teacher, so she took care of other people, to needing help getting into the shower. And so I mean, I understand that's not the same thing, but I get that like we're all going to get a little bit older, and if we need help, we want it to be there, right?
Yep.
So thank you for being on the show.
Yes, sir.
Great seeing you. You do a wonderful job. And Pearl City Picnic this Saturday.
Yes, this Saturday.
All right. Now, Don Fisher is going to be joining us from our Cheese Island, which is right behind us. I wonder if we can take a look at the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam before we get Don over here. He might be cutting the cheese right now. That's what he does for a job. Betsy's laughing. That's what he does. He's a cheese expert. He cuts the cheese. I can't help it if it's a silly thing to say. Right? I can't help it. Ryan, do you want to see if Don is around the corner? I'm sure he remembered, but let's just give him a little reminder. So yeah, look, hey, we got a tractor parked in produce, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Taste of Hy-Vee week-long celebration here at the store, and we're taking a look with the CBI Bank and Trust aisle camera. We thank our friends at CBI Bank and Trust for their support of this program. I feel like I'm on PBS right now. For the support of this program. If you call now, we'll give you a lock of Ryan Broderson's hair. Maybe. So, yeah, we got our friends from Sinclair Tractor brought that over yesterday, and it looks fun, right? And like I said, we are having several events. Bingo tonight. I am going to be giving away some stuff this week. We have things like Adventureland tickets and autographed goodies. Holy moly! Don is about to deliver. If you want to take a full lap around just to be safe, that's cool. Wow, Don comes bearing gifts of cheese. So as we get ready for Don, we are going to get the Toyota of Muscatine cart cam in action. Hey, look, I got Toyota Muscatine right here. Oh, it's my other hand. I always forget. Everything's backwards. There we go. Toyota of Muscatine. So Betsy is operating the cart cam. So she's right behind us. And then boom, right on the backside of the Hy-Vee Today set is where we have Cheese Island. There are over 100, and Don will correct me in a second when he clips the microphone on and gets situated. There's over 180, thank you, 180 different kinds of cheese. And I tell you what, all you got to do is ask for a sample. We try to have a lot of samples out there. There's cheese from a bunch of different places, local stuff, international flavors. I just wanted to show it off because it just is a very cool and unique part of the store. And if we come back to the set here, Don Fisher, wow, buddy, how are you?
Good, how about you, Don?
Well, I'm great. I have no idea what you brought. I feel like I know some of the stuff that's on there, but just give me
I just slapped a bunch of stuff together.
You are a cheese master, cheese expert, cheese czar, wizard.
Guru, I've been called it all.
You know your stuff. So this is an example of one of those boards that we can put together here at the store, and folks can bring to their next event, or if they're hosting friends. Look at how good that looks on the monitor, Don. That looks great, buddy.
Thank you.
So what do we have on there? Let's run through some of it.
This back here is hot sopressata, which really isn't hot. It's just a lot of paprika that makes it look that way. It is a little warm, but even children can eat it very well. And then we have a mixed batch of black and green olives from the olive bar over there.
Cool.
One of my favorites is finocchiona. It's kind of a sweet sausage.
Is that a meat?
Yep.
Which one is the finocchiona?
This one right here.
Okay.
This here is a caramelized onion mustard.
Whoa.
One of my favorites. Of course, I love mustard. If you know me, I love my mustards. And this here is speck prosciutto. This here is the Grand Cru. A Swiss-style cheese.
Nice.
We have some dried apricots and some raspberry Bella Vitano.
So all of these different...
Oh, and of course the red pepper jelly, one of my favorites.
Oh, red pepper jelly?
Yeah, that's great on toast in the morning. Matter of fact, a lot of these things are great in the morning.
Is the red pepper jelly spicy?
No, here.
I mean, what do you put it on? And by the way, these crackers...
Oh, and of course...
The best crackers you'll ever have in your whole life.
These here are 34-degree natural wafer crackers. When I do something like this, I usually like to sample or myself.
Yeah.
I like to have a plain unsalted cracker so that I can get the tones of the cheese and the meats, and I'm not.
Yeah. You're not getting.
I'm not
cracked.
overwhelming
Right.
my palate.
Yeah. It's literally just that's what you're putting the good stuff on.
Right.
Okay. So, but again, the red pepper jelly.
Let's see, red pepper jelly.
I've tried a lot of stuff in this store. Don't get me wrong, folks. But red pepper jelly. Is it spicy? Or is it just more of like a flavor?
It's just a nice, warm...
Okay. I'm also going to absolutely sample this. So,
that's what I'm doing. I'm getting ready for...
Okay. Now, and again, all of these... Wow, that is a mighty sample right there. Now, is this a 1-biter or a 2-biter? What do you think?
To me, it's 2.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say for you. I'm going to be safe.
I'm going in. Wow. Oh my goodness.
And everything goes together very well. You could have the sopressata
nice.
and a piece of the nut.
A lot of good flavor.
Yep. And the good thing about charcuterie and cheeses, there's really not a wrong way of pairing them up,
Sure.
putting them together.
Yeah.
I will have some out here later on today. And starting this week, I like to have a couple of these type of trays out here and even a smaller one.
Yeah.
This one here would be like for 6 to 8 people. $28 is fairly inexpensive.
6 to 8 people or 2 Tonys.
Or 2 Tonys.
But yeah, I'm just telling you, like, if we Ryan, Chad, let's pull up Ryan's shot again. I just want people to understand that, like, this is so fun. Like, Don and the crew, they can put all this together for you. They can point you in the right direction of stuff. We totally have an olive bar. As a matter of fact, Betsy, you want to grab the Toyota Muscatine car cam? The olive bar is straight. I mean, it's right there, right where we do the show from. I walk by the olive bar all the time, and I feel bad because I'm a green olive fan.
I like them all.
Love green olives.
Yeah.
But I've never taken anything home from the olive bar. Don't tell the olive bar I just admitted to that.
You haven't brought it home inside the kitchen to your family. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So, but look, like, there's the olive bar right there. Like, it's literally a bar with a bunch of different olives. So what kind of olives did you bring again?
These are just the black and green Kalamata olives.
But I feel like one of them's almost like a brownish one, right? Like, I recognize the green one. I recognize the black olive. What's that one in the middle?
It's the same as the black.
Oh,
it's just
okay.
Did you want to try one?
Well, yeah. I mean, I might as well. Like,
It's not as earthy as a black olive per se.
Yeah. As earthy. Interesting.
You know how all black olives are earthy compared.
That's a good description.
I'm going to teach you some things here.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a pit though, huh?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Does it really? Mm-hmm. Okay, it does.
Come on, I'm going to get it out of my mouth. Nobody wants to see that. Thank you. That was kind of a surprise.
It was for me too.
I went a little slow on the bite so that I didn't shatter a tooth on the pit. Wow, that's a lot of flavor.
Now that I said they're pitted, now I need to go over there and unpit all 500 of them.
Yeah. Hey, that was really going to be a sticking point. Pairing the boards that you can put together with different spirits, wines. I mean, I know that can all kind of go hand in hand. It doesn't have to. I mean, I'm not saying you have to pair booze with these things, but like if you're having a dinner party and you want a wine to complement some of the cheese and the meat, like that's also something that we can help people
wine,
with.
And that's what I've been studying a lot lately, past 5 or 6 years. But for the most part, again, wines, when you're pairing wines with cheeses and meats, there's no real wrong way.
Sure.
If it's grown together, it goes together for the most part.
Okay.
If it's grown on the Rhine River over in France, as far as an olive or the meat, then the cheese that comes from the cow that eats that same vegetation.
Right.
Other than that, usually a white wine with a light cheese.
Ooh.
For the most part.
Love it.
And a nice dark or aggressive red wine with a fatty cheese.
I tell you what, it's just so fun. And I know that Steve and yourself just went up to one of the stores in Bettendorf.
Yeah, Bettendorf.
And there was a whole bunch of different charcuterie. And charcuterie, again, is the cured and then finely sliced meats that almost melt in your mouth like that prosciutto does.
And they're not smoked.
They're not
the
smoked.
prosciuttos are not smoked.
Okay.
Back in the day, we'll say 400, 500, 600 years ago, before there was refrigeration.
Right.
In the mountains, especially in the Netherlands, France, Switzerland, they would naturally cure the meat outside on racks. When I say racks, like 10 foot high, so that animals couldn't get to it. And they would let it dry there for 6 to 9 months.
Whoa.
Usually over the fall and winter months, but also during the summer. And it would just naturally give itself a nice, salty, cured feel to it.
It's so good. What would you put what was the mustard again?
That is a caramelized mustard, caramelized onion mustard.
So what's that going to go on?
Well, for me, anything, because I love mustard. I have mustard.
Caramelized onion mustard.
My wife. Our refrigerator has like 3 different types of mustard in it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Let's go with some Finocchione.
Okay, Finocchione. It kind of sounds like Pinocchio, but it's Finocchione.
And that's a good way to remember it, because when I first started pronouncing it 4 or 5 years ago,
Finocchione.
I don't know how many times I messed that up.
Yeah. All right, so we got some Finocchione, and then we got a little bit of
I'm giving you samples because I've already had samples this morning.
You had samples for breakfast?
Yeah, every time I slice something, I got to take the first slice off and make sure it's good.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, that's true.
No,
that is really true.
I would absolutely do that if I were you.
You want
to make sure that it's good for
part
everybody.
Of the job.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. That mustard is...
Woo! Oniony?
Mm-hmm. Not super... Whoa. Keeps changing on me. That's really nice.
Especially with the Finocchione and the fats in the Finocchione.
Yeah. You want to hold up a piece of that Finocchione?
Sure.
The marbling and the fat. Look at that.
Now that is... what makes these meats special is that the fat that you see is actually the back fat of the hog.
Okay.
And these hogs, pigs, are a special breed. They're going to be smaller.
Sure.
They're going to be leaner. But anyway, the back fat off of the pig is the most digestible fat.
Okay.
And has actually less calories, less saturated fat.
Wow.
So, when you're talking, a higher dollar item for this versus, something over there, you're getting a lot better quality, a lot more nutritious meat.
Well, that totally makes sense to me, and I'm, the furthest thing from an expert. I don't want to neglect the cheese. I mean, we got to talk about the cheese that you brought, right? I mean, I love the meats and stuff, but you are a certified cheese master, so you really understand that when we say that we have over 180 different kind of cheese,
and that's just back here.
That's just back here. That's a lot.
And then we have, 30 or 40 prepackaged items.
Right.
Easily, yeah.
So when people come into the store, Don, and they come back,
give you a little bit of mustard
near the cheese island, and they want to sample something, or they've tried something and they want to take it home. I mean, you're not afraid to crack open
anything,
whatever, and cut it
prepackaged, something that I cut. It doesn't matter, because the way I look at it, and my dad was in the retail business. He says, "Show them the pickle."
Yeah.
And I never understood what the pickle was. I knew the concept until I went to a seminar, and the gentleman that came up with the pickle phrase actually spoke about it. But especially with cheeses and meats like this, again, we're not talking about your average everyday cheeses and meats. If you're going to spend $1 for it, I want to make sure more than anything that you're satisfied with the product. I don't want you to take home a $6 piece of cheese and come back and say, "Oh, Don, that just really wasn't for me." And I've always, since I've been back here, I've always had samples, and I've even had signs that says, "Ask me for a sample."
Ask away.
And that's probably what I do, probably 50% of my time, especially on Fridays and Saturdays when it's busy. And that's the funnest part of my job.
That cheese was incredible. What kind of cheese was that again?
That is a Grand Cru. If you've ever heard of Comté, which is a French protected cheese, it's aged usually 18 months, 12 to 18 months, that particular one. Did you get the Swiss?
Oh, it's phenomenal.
There's about 50 different tastes. Tastes or flavors in that cheese if you can really pinpoint them.
And you put a little bit of the mustard on there, and the mustard is almost like...
just makes your mouth explode.
Yeah, but it's almost like the passenger, and it's just along for the ride, because that cheese has got a lot going on.
Yep. And then the next one over here, I'm just going to let you have this one by itself.
Okay.
Because this is Satori's raspberry Bellavitino.
Now, can I eat that part where it's got a little
that's the
rind
best
on it?
part.
That's the best part?
Oh, yeah, that has the raspberry brine on it. But that's a 2/3 Parm, 1/3 cheddar.
Wow.
That's been fused together.
Okay.
So if you like Parm and cheddar, you're going to like that. And then it has a little bit of raspberry hint to it.
Oh, my goodness, that is great.
And that's great with really any sweet wine.
Wow. I was going to say.
Berry wine is the best.
Oh, my
I think.
gosh. I can't wait for these guys to try that. That is super good.
I just have a caramelized pecan here.
Okay, fine.
Well, might as well just finish it off.
What a rough Monday. What time is it? Let's just keep the show going.
I could talk cheese all day.
Yeah, and I could sample it. Yeah, so again, like when you think of Hy-Vee and you come in and you have your list of stuff, this is probably not on your list, right? But if you're here and you're checking stuff out, just ask about it. Like, you could have that put together. Don and the crew could do it all for you. You could buy the stuff and do it yourself. But oh my goodness, I promise, whether it's I'm getting choked up, whether it's a graduation party or just to get together with friends and family, that will be something that everybody leaves going, oh my gosh, we got to put something like that together.
And the best part about this is it doesn't fill you up.
Right.
And it satisfies your appetite.
It doesn't, unless you eat the whole thing. Right? Yeah.
If I ate all that, I would be in the hospital.
You would go to Flavor Town, you mean?
Yeah.
Because it's so good.
Yeah, sure.
Starting tomorrow and throughout the month of May, we're celebrating all the DeLusso meats and cheeses.
Yes.
And we talked about this last week just a little bit, but all the DeLusso stuff is just so great. And it's really just that next level sandwich or wherever you're gonna put it. I mean, it's just great stuff.
Yeah, it's not like your regular sub sandwich type meat. It's the DeLusso meats are a whole muscle meat. No antibiotics, no artificial flavorings, colorings, or anything like that. It is what it is. And DeLusso does a wonderful job with that, and we do sell a lot of it. But yeah, this next month, DeLusso cheeses and meats will be on sale. Ooh. I also have a cheese, Marique cheeses. We'll have 5 different Goudas that have won national and international awards in the last 4 or 5 years.
You said 5 different styles of Gouda?
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, she makes 12 or 13 now, and she has won over 150 awards.
That's
the
fabulous.
last one she just swept, I believe, up in Michigan here a few months ago. She swept all the Gouda categories. 2 years ago, when the American Cheese Society had their national convention, and they put on a great big show, and they judged, I think, 3,200 cheeses.
Jeez.
She was there. I was able to go to a seminar for about 4 or 5 hours, and there were 14 cheesemakers, and she was there.
That is incredible.
It is.
So you really you're all in when it comes to this stuff. And,
yeah.
And it's great.
Read about
it really is. Hey, Betsy, let's get the Toyota Muscatine car cam and just let's whip around Don and I, and we'll take a slow look at just some of the cheese that we have. Again, it's a lot. We don't want you to be overwhelmed. We want you to come to the store and ask for a sample. Seriously, folks, please sample some of this stuff. It is so Gouda.
Oh, I like that.
You will not regret it. Sorry if that was a little cheesy. So again, we got the Toyota Muscatine car cam, and I think the battery just ran out. Hey, the cheese is so Gouda over there. The Toyota Muscatine car cam battery just went out. We'll get a jump start on that. How about that? All right, but no, listen. It's important to know that when you come to Hy-Vee, there's a lot of great options. Look at that shot. It just looks perfect.
Doesn't that just make you want to
sample the rest of it?
Breakfast, brunch, lunch, break, or supper?
Absolutely, it really does. Don, thank you for being here, my friend.
Thanks, Stone.
I appreciate it. This is so great, And Colleen, our friend Colleen, says Don is pretty cheesy. Yeah, Colleen. Well, you know what? So are you, because you work in the department, girl. Okay. And that stuff is so good, for sure. All right. Are they cleaning the tractor right now? All right, cool. So that must be some friends from, I'm assuming that's Sinclair tractor folks, that are generously lending us that John Deere. and they're shining it up a little bit. So that's pretty cool. Oh, they got a little signage on there too, right? We're taking a live look via the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam. That looks excellent. Taste of Hy-Vee starts today, Monday, April 30th, and it runs through this Sunday. We've got a lot of samples throughout the store, specifically on Friday from 4 till 7 and Saturday from 11 till 2. You can come out and enjoy a lot of samples on Saturday, as I was saying, from 10 to noon. We're going to have a Meet the Heroes event in the parking lot. Muscatine Police Department, Muscatine Fire Department, Muscatine County Sheriff's office will have them there. Muscatine Power and Water and Monsanto will have their Seatbelt Convincer, which is a pretty cool simulator. Sunday, hear me out on this. If you have kids or grandkids, this Sunday, May 6th, 9 to 11 a.m. in the Market Grill Express restaurant, we're going to have Princess Poppy, Mickey Mouse, and Chase from Paw Patrol, the characters, eating breakfast, hanging out. We have over, I think, 40, maybe 50 reservations at this point. So call us and get your seat, 264-2420. It's $5 per child. That's 10 and under. $5 gets them a trip through the buffet, which is a great value. Breakfast, I'm going to have someone doing some face painting, coloring contest, and it's going to be a great time. We may even give away Adventureland tickets during the kids' character breakfast. So keep that in mind. All right. Thank you for watching. And yes, of course, the team staffing job board. If you need a job, they have some openings that we're going to tell you about right meow. How about a route driver or route, however you pronounce it? Route or route. I don't care how you say it. They've got an opening from 5:45 to 1:30, $12 an hour. Call our friend Brooke at 563-316-7636 at Team Staffing or careers at teamstaffing.com. Up next, it's assembly and machine operator forklift up to $13.50 an hour. You can call Alan, who's been on this show, 563-316-7638. Maybe you don't need a job, but someone you know needs a job. That's why we got the team staffing job board. And finally, multiple first and second shift production team openings. Call Katie, who's also been on this program, at 563-316-7639, the team staffing job board. Check them out on social media, including Facebook and Instagram. Well, if you didn't see the Avengers movie this weekend, you are literally in a small group of people. That movie, from Thursday until yesterday, Sunday, made $630 million. So when people say the movie business is hurting, how? It made almost $1 billion in less than a week. Who's hurting in that business? Like, they're printing money. And like I said, I can't believe Superman showed up and fought Mr. Fantastic. I don't know. I'm trying to think of character names. When Dr. Doom showed up, that was crazy. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it by now, you'll probably go and see it, I guess. We've got a full show the rest of this week. A lot of local vendors will be here on Hy-Vee today, including folks from Sturzing's and Wilson's Apple Orchards and Arden Creek, just to name a few. We'll also chat with some of our friends from Sinclair Tractor. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun week, I promise. A lot of stuff going on in the store. Taste of Hy-Vee in full effect. Come on out and see us. This is Tony Tone, HyVeeToday@gmail.com. If you want to be a guest on this show or know someone that we should talk to, please bring us your suggestions or reach out on our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages. I will see you tomorrow live at 8:30 right here. You can also rewatch the show Monday through Sunday, thanks to Remax on Muscatine Power and Water Cable Channel 5. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota, Muscatine, and Team Staffing. We'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday right here on Hy-Vee Today. In the meanwhile, we need to do some sampling on that because Don left everything. So I don't know if we have to give it back to him, but we'll find out. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks to Shannon Abel from Senior Resources. Appreciate her time. Bye.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community. Questions? Comments? Know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.
Yeah, we're good. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day with that. I'm going to get something for everybody here. I don't know where it goes. Everybody's fucking busting around just all over the place.
That looked good.
Good?
It looked good.